Welcome. This is going to be a full in-depth tutorial on how to use and leverage journalist AI to automate your Shopify store blog. I have this store as an example, and as you can see here, this store has these multiple blog posts. Now, we don't have any affiliation with these guys. I just thought I would show you how they're doing it, because essentially you can do more or less the same with journalist AI. So again, as you can see here, these are all blog posts in this Shopify store blog section. All these have images, internal links, external links. Some of them will even link to their products, right, with these links right here. And again, this blog is filled with multiple articles that talk about, in this case, gardening, which is where the Shopify store niche is focused on. Now, they've chosen to separate the Shopify store URL or the domain from the actual main site. But again, most of those blog articles will link to different products on here. I'm going to show you step by step, essentially, how you can automate your Shopify store blog so it has articles written for your niche in your brand's tone of voice, using your brand's images, and of course actually having links and calls to action to multiple products of yours. So let me dive deep exactly on how to set it up, and the first step is to go, of course, to tryjournalist.com. Now, there's a lot of things you can do here, right? You can just go to the generate articles tab and give input, so all this info into the AI, so you can generate a couple of articles, which is what we're going to do here. Now, I won't go over how to fill all these up because I have videos solely on that. I'll instead load a preset here. It's going to be my preset for the gardening. So this is my gardening preset. As you can see, these will all be filled in with the different settings that I've enabled in the past, right? As you can see, these are all filled in with my website, my article length, my internal linking, so my sitemap for my website, external linking rules, all this, the videos, the images, and this is essentially what you have to do, right? If you don't have a preset, of course, you're gonna have to fill all this up, and once they're filled up according to your brand, right, you can just save this as a preset so you can use it over and over again, right? And I can just go here and click, select, of course, how many articles I want to generate, and click generate, right? Once these are done generating, I can just go here to my history tab, right? And I can view them here, right? My articles will show up here. And I can just click view, and I can skim through all them, right? I can read through them and skim through all them, and I can just click here to post to my integration. Now, my integration can be my Shopify store. So if I go here to integrations, I can just connect my Shopify store here, click new integration, click Shopify, and fill all this in, right? I'm going to go over all these steps a bit slower, but essentially what this does is you're taking this AI, right? You're connecting it with your Shopify store blog, right? This Shopify store blog, and the AI is generating, and if you want, it can automatically post the content for you. Again, once this is connected, just go here to your history tab, view the articles that you just generated, of course, and you can click view and click here to post your integration. Once you click this article with the images, the table of contents, the links, the calls to action to your products, all of this will be posted, even the videos, right, will be posted to your Shopify store blog. Now, if you have multiple articles here and you don't want to skim through them to post them one by one, you can just click here, publish all to integration, and all the ones you have here, in this case I only have one, but you can have up to 300. You click this and all of them will be pushed out to your integration. Now, if you want to automate things a bit more, you can set up an auto blog. And what an auto blog does is essentially you can set it so you choose how many articles you want the AI to generate and the frequency at which you want them to be posted. Do you want to post 40 articles every month, weekday, every 12 or 6 hours? Again, what you're doing here is you're connecting the AI with your store, and it's generating plus publishing, in this case, 40 articles every day, right? And now, to go back to your integrations, because you need to connect the AI with your Shopify store, go to your integrations tab, click new integration, click Shopify, right? Now you can name this whatever you want. I recommend you name it your actual Shopify store name. So my gardening store, or my gardening store, right? Then you add your shop name and access token. Now these are taken from inside your dashboard, or inside of your Shopify dashboard, sorry. And to get this, just click on watch tutorial. And this is a 30 to 60 second video on exactly how to get this access token. It's quite simple. You just have to go to your settings and set it up and just copy and paste it in here. And once that's done, click create. Now, if you go back to your integrations tab, it's going to show up here, right? At the moment, I don't have any Shopify integration here, but if I had one, it would show up here. And again, you go back to your generate articles tab, and if you have a preset, you can just load in your preset right here, right? Like so. Generate the articles, right? And then go on the history tab and post them one by one. Again, if you want to automate things, just go to auto blogs, new auto blog, name it wherever you want. You can name it my Shopify store gardening blog, right? I select my preset, which is going to be, for example, my gardening preset. I select how many articles I want to post, 5 every week, right? And I select where I want to push them to my integration. Again, this is going to be my Shopify store integration. I just select here, I don't have one, but I'll select my Shopify store integration, click activate, and click create new autoblog. And again, once this is live, every week, 5 articles are going to be published to your Shopify store blog. Now, you might want to have some delay between all these articles. You might not want to post them at the same time. So to do that, you go back to integrations, new integration. Actually, I'll show you one. I'll create my integration, this one right here. This is a WordPress integration, but it works the same for Shopify. Scroll down, and here you can set the time gap between each post, right? Again, this is the same. This one is a WordPress integration, but it is the same for Shopify, right? You can choose the time gap you want between each post. So again, if you choose 4 hours, every week, 5 posts, starting on Monday, will be posted with a 4-hour gap. If you want to post them with a day apart, so one on Monday, one 24 hours later, one 24 hours later, you can set this for a day, right? And then click save. And again, your autoblog, because it's connected with your Shopify integration, will follow the rules on there, plus the rules you set up here, which is the quantity and the frequency, okay? Now, I do, of course, want to go over the Generate Articles tab and guide you on how to create the best preset so you're able to produce brand-tailored content with images, links, and all this tailored to your Shopify store. So what you do is you go again to Generate Articles. Actually, let's go to presets, right? And let's create a new preset. Let's call this again my gardening preset. My gardening preset 2. Okay. Now I'll start from the bottom, right? Do you want your articles to have videos in them? I do. So I just enable this. Now, what this does is when we're writing the article, right? We'll write the article. We'll then go on YouTube and find the most relevant videos we can take and add and implement inside of your articles. Now, granted, the videos will be relevant, but they won't just be added randomly inside of the article, right? We'll add them in a section that makes the most sense. So, for example, if this article is about gardening supplies, right, and the first paragraph talks about the tools you need to use, the second one talks about what type of dirt you need to use, right, and the third one talks about some pesticides you need to be aware of, right? If this article talks about pesticides, it will be included here, not here, right? So again, the video, is going to be included in the part of the article beneath the paragraph that makes the most sense. So again, the video is relevant to the article as a whole, but relevant as well to the paragraph in which it is included in. Now, you can add your videos manually right here. You can just add them here, or if you want to do it automatically, just enable this, right? Images, you can select the type of images you want, right? If you want stock photos, Google images, AI-based images, or your own custom images, you can just click here, and we'll go over how you can upload images, but essentially just click here on the custom image tab, right? And you upload all your brand's images here. So click upload. Now, you can also tag the images. For example, this one is tagged as anything or Portugal, right? And the other one was tagged as screenshot. So again, you can upload all your brand's images here. For example, let's say again for this gardening shop, maybe you had images for seeds and other images for birds or for flowers, right? You can upload them all here and then tag them accordingly. Why would you want to do this? Because again, if you go to presets and let me just create a new one again, and go to images, if you select custom images, right, you can make sure that we only use the images for certain tags. Maybe just use images that are for screenshots. So for this preset, for the articles generated with these presets, because these are articles for, in this case, let's say the tag was dogs or flowers, right? Because we're just using, or because with this preset, we only want to generate content for blog posts that talks about flowers, we're going to force the AI to use from our custom images only the ones that are tagged as flowers, okay? So again, that's that. And you can also, of course, use AI images. If you do choose to use AI images, you can prompt them, right? You can make them look hyper-realistic, cartoonish, black and white, realistic, illustrative. You can play around with this, right? You can also choose if you want featured images or in-article images, okay? Then, external and internal linking. External linking is where in an article, right? Let's say, I'll give you an example for gardening as well, right? An external link is a link that links out to, these are all links in the article, that link out to other authoritative sources in your niche. For example, Wikipedia. For example, a encyclopedia for gardening. I don't know, right? It depends on the niche, right? These are all links to maybe even Forbes, right? These authority sources in your niche, right? That are relevant to what the content is about. So again, if this article talks about gardening, it won't just link out to Wikipedia in generic. It will link out to a page related to gardening inside of Wikipedia. And the whole paragraph in which this link is included in, as well as the anchor text, which is the little text you click, will all be relevant. So again, both the content it links out to as well as the content it links out from are relevant. There's some relevancy here. Nothing is done randomly, right? And you can do this by essentially enabling this. Actually, you can do this by adding your links here. You can add as many as you want if you want to do this manually, or if you want to automate the process, just enable this and we'll scrape the internet for relevant articles in your niche and language. So just enable this, right? And you can include external sources, right? And if you just add these here, we're only going to add links from these websites, right? And you can also exclude sources. Maybe you might want to exclude some sites, maybe some competitor sites you don't want to link out to. You exclude them here. So again, here is where we add links for the exact links. So if you just do, for example, wikipedia.org/plumber, it's going to be this exact link. You can also choose the anchor text, right? Here, if, for example, if you add just like so, we will find the most relevant pages inside of Wikipedia, right? It can be /plumber, /gardening, /gardening supplies, right? Depending on your niche, and we will link out to those. So again, here you force the links, here not really, and here you can exclude some sources if you want, okay? Then moving on to internal linking. This is where, similar to the external links, you add internal links. So again, this is where in your article it's going to be in article links. Maybe this is going to link out to your homepage, maybe to your contacts page, maybe even to your blog page, and of course to your category pages, to your product pages. Again, all relevant. So if this paragraph right here talks about a certain product, it will, if it makes sense, of course, it will add a link here to one of your products, right? And to do this, you just add here your sitemap, right? And let's do this. Actually, let's go here to this site right here. Let's just go to their Shopify store real quick, and let's take their sitemap, which usually is in sitemap.xml. Take this, we will paste it in here, right? And then just click test and preview. And this is going to give us all the links on the sitemap. And as you can see here, there are some product links right here. So if I just open this one, right, this is a link for a place where you can essentially plant these plants, right? So again, all the links you see here, these are all the links that when the AI writes the article, it will scatter out in a way that makes sense throughout the article and link out to. Again, so this article is about gardening supplies, and you talk in the article about, for example, seed cell bundles, we will find a way to link it from to this article in the article we just wrote. So again, nothing is random. All of this is done with extreme precision. And again, this is a way in which you can have your articles written in a natural fashion and sprinkle in, when it makes sense, some links to your products, categories, maybe even collections. If you don't want to link to your collections, you can just filter here. You can filter by product, just test and preview again. And again, all the links I will show here are only links for the product page. As you see here, these are all product links. Again, that's that. In the structure tab, you can enable and disable all these sections, key takeaways, conclusions, FAQs at the bottom. You can also automate your headings if you want, or if you want to do it, you can do it manually if you like. If you just disable this, these are all your headings, right? And one thing you need to do, again, of course, you can add as many as you want. If, for example, you leave them all blank, like this or like this, these are all blank as well, the AI will generate them for you. However, if you just disable this and just write this one, right, the AI, of course, will generate all the blank ones. But it will take this one into account before generating all the others. So it takes the context from the one that you added manually, to generate all the others, okay? Same thing goes, for example, if you just add one here, so the AI will use the context from this one and this one to generate all these other headings, as well as the content beneath these headings, okay? So that's very, very important. Now, call to action, this is if you add just your Shopify store generically to the call to action. At the bottom of each article, right, as it says here, we'll add a dedicated section with a header and a full paragraph that has a call to action to your Shopify store as a whole. You can also add a specific product if you want, and the paragraph and the section itself is going to be tailored and constructed, and written in a fashion that guides the user to be guided to a specific product page. So again, what you need to know here is that this whole call to action section will depend and will be written in a manner dependent on the link you add here. Okay, so again, if you add a product link, a collection link, just a link to your Shopify store's homepage, the paragraph will change a bit, but you need to know that's going to be a direct call to action. So incentivizing the user after reading the whole article to go check out your products or product. Okay, so just add this, we'll do it automatically, just add in here the links, and that's that. Then on the formatting, you can bold some words, you can enable and disable tables if you like. On the knowledge base, you can essentially click this and connect this to the web. This means that the content that's going to be produced is going to be up to date and relevant. It's quite important. Now, a very important feature here is the brand feature, which you can enable by, actually, if you just click here, brand, and select a brand. If you don't have a brand created, you just click here, create a brand. When you create a brand, by clicking this icon right here, what you do, because essentially a brand is made out of assets. An asset could be your website, right? Could be actually your Shopify store itself. Could be, for example, your LinkedIn page, your YouTube channel, your TikTok, maybe even any text documents or even some audio documents. All of these are brand assets, right? And what you're doing when you're creating and connecting your brand with Journalist AI, you're giving all this information to the AI. So the AI knows as much as you do, you being of course the founder or owner of the brand. Journalist AI knows as much as you do about the brand, so it's able to produce brand-tailored content, so content with your own brand's mannerisms, your brand's tone of voice, your brand's images, right? So this is a very, very powerful feature so that the content that the AI produces takes into account your brand as a whole, right? The way it speaks, the words it uses, the images, the mannerisms, all these little things that the AI doesn't previously know. By creating a brand, you're able to produce non-bland, non-generic, brand-tailored content, which is super, super powerful. So I do recommend you create a brand. To do so, it's quite simple. Just go to brands and you can upload your assets there. Again, your assets can be your site, images, text documents, all these different things, right? Then on the content tab right here, here's where you can, of course, select the language. You can select from over 150 different languages. It's quite powerful. Some Shopify store owners do target international markets. So if you have, for example, a store that targets all the countries in Europe, right, you can have a blog, which is, for example, /en or /pt for Portugal, /es for Spain, right? You can have all these blogs and you can have multiple auto blogs running in the back, one for each country, and have each one of them with a different language. So you can target all these international markets, because the English market is big, but there's a lot of people in the world that don't speak English. And if your brand, in fact, does sell and does target these markets, it's quite powerful that you're able to produce content tailored to those specific countries' languages, and of course, targeting the country as well, right? Because, for example, if you're targeting the English market for the US, but maybe you sell, if you're targeting English customers that speak English, but maybe you sell in the UK or just in Australia, you need to select the country here, right? Because on the content you're producing, even though it's in English, if you're only selling product to Australians, there's some mannerism, there's some links, there's the images change, the whole context of the article as a whole change. So that's why we give you this option to target the country itself, because it does make a difference. Okay, then you can also, of course, choose the creativity levels, right? If you want the content to be more correct or factual, maybe a bit more creative or original. This will, of course, depend on how you want your brand to be perceived, to come across. You can change the tone of voice, right? How the article is written, as well as the point of view, right? First person plural, singular, second or third person. You can change and play around with this. Then you can also give it custom instruction. If you do give custom instructions, for example, don't use the word XYZ, right? These instructions will only be used in the paragraphs, not in the headings, okay? So if you do give any instructions here, make sentences short, don't add question marks, right? All these instructions you give it, all these advanced instructions will be used, right, in the paragraphs itself, right? These are headings, and these are paragraphs itself, right here. Okay, just know this, it's quite important. And finally, up here, the base, here's where you can select your generation mode, right? You can generate content based on the description, which essentially what you do here is just upload or actually paste in here your about us for your Shopify store. You can generate content based on titles, right? Just give it a bunch of titles for the articles you want to generate and click generate, or based on keywords, again, just give it a bunch of keywords, right, for your niche, and it will generate content based on those keywords. Now, speaking of keywords, there's a fourth generation mode, which is the keyword monitor, which is quite powerful. It's the last thing I want to show you. If you go here to keyword monitors, right, just add in your site. I already have added this one right here. Just add your site, add the country, add the language, and it will give you a list of keywords with low SEO difficulty, so in theory they are easy to rank for, and decent search volumes. And you can save this monitor. As you can see, all these keywords are quite powerful. For example, gardening 101, it's a buyer intent keyword, right? People searching for gardening 101 are newcomers wanting to learn how to garden. They're looking for a PDF, maybe something to download. Maybe they're more predisposed to buying something. So again, these aren't just some random keywords. They are actually valuable keywords. You can save this monitor, then go to your generate articles again and select keyword monitor and select the one that we just had, which was the gardening site, and select for how many keywords you want to produce content for. And again, just go here and select how many articles you want to produce and click generate. Again, you can of course go to your history tab, and after you generate the articles, go here and view them one by one and publish them to your site one by one. Or again, I'd recommend you do set this up, set up an auto blog so that it does generate and publish content on autopilot in the back for you, so you don't have to worry about anything. And again, you can have multiple auto blogs for the same site, but for multiple blogs. So the Portuguese blog, the Spanish blog, right? You can play around with this and have multiple auto blogs, one for each language or for each market that you're targeting. Quite powerful. Now, one thing more is the indexer right here. If you set up an indexer, which I do recommend you do so, you can have it so the blog posts are being pushed out to your blog, but they're also being indexed in Google, which is quite important. This is quite simple to do. Just click here, connect to Google. You're going to be prompted to log in with your Google account to connect your Google Search Console account, and essentially any article you post to your integration, in this case your Shopify integration, will be automatically submitted to Google for fast indexing. Okay, that's it. That's the whole video. This is exactly step by step how you leverage Journalist AI to produce and also publish AI generated content for your Shopify store, as well as how you can set up an auto blog to do all this on autopilot. So again, connecting Journalist AI with your Shopify store, and it does the keyword research for you. It does the content generation, content publishing, and content indexing for you, all on autopilot. Now, depending on when you're watching this video, there might be some features here under the experimental tab. This one, for example, is the build links feature, which in short, you can essentially go here, select an old article of yours, right? For example, if I go here to my blog and I find this old article that was written last year that I feel like is a bit outdated, I can just take this, have Journalist AI analyze the article as a whole, and suggest places inside of the article where I can add relevant links to. Now, this, as of today, as of the 9th of January 2024, is still in experimental phase, and of course, you can test it out, but just know that this feature for now, what it does is giving you the ability to update older content with fresh links. Again, that's it. That's the video. If you have any questions at all, just go here to Try Journalist AI and click the bottom right corner to this chat bubble and submit any questions you have. We're available 24/7. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, again, just fire them up here, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.